Manchester United may have finally found the striker they've been searching for. For years, the number 9 position at Manchester United has felt unsettled. Big signings came with big expectations, but consistency was always the missing piece. There were matches where United dominated possession but couldn't convert chances. Games where they created opportunities but lacked that clinical edge in front of goal. It became a recurring theme: good build-up, poor finishing. But now, that conversation is changing, and one name keeps coming up: Benjamin Šeško. Since arriving at Manchester United, Šeško has started to shift the narrative. At first, he was seen as a promising option: talented, physical, quick, but still developing. Then came the impact performances. Tight matches where United needed a breakthrough. Moments where the attack felt predictable. And suddenly, Šeško steps onto the pitch and changes the energy of the game. His movement immediately stretches defenders. His presence forces centre-backs deeper. And most importantly, he finishes chances calmly. What makes Šeško different isn't just that he scores, it's how he scores. He doesn't rush shots. He doesn't snatch at opportunities. He reads defensive positioning intelligently, drifting into spaces that defenders fail to track. His goals often come from central areas inside the box, the highest probability zones. That tells you something important. He isn't relying on spectacular long-range efforts. He's positioning himself exactly where a modern striker should be. When you look at the numbers, they support the eye test. His goals per minute ratio is strong. His shot accuracy is impressive. He doesn't need 5 or 6 chances to score once. In fact, he often makes something out of very little service. And that's been crucial for Manchester United this season. Because while the midfield can control possession and the wingers can create width, what ultimately wins matches is efficiency in the final third. Šeško has brought that efficiency. Another key factor is tactical fit. Under Michael Carrick, Manchester United have looked more structured and disciplined. The team transitions faster, presses with more organisation, and attacks space more directly. Šeško thrives in that environment. He makes diagonal runs that open passing lanes. He attacks the space between centre-back and full-back. And on the counter-attack, he becomes a serious weapon. Several matches this season have followed a similar pattern. United absorb pressure, break quickly, and Šeško finishes the move. That's not coincidence, that's system compatibility. But here's where the debate becomes interesting. Much of Šeško's early impact has come off the bench. As a substitute, he's faced tired defenders and exploited gaps late in games. The question now is whether he should be starting every match. Some players are devastating in short bursts. Others need rhythm from the first whistle. If he starts regularly, does he maintain that sharpness? Or does his presence from the beginning make United even more dangerous? There's also the psychological aspect. Confidence is everything for strikers. When a forward starts scoring consistently, decision-making becomes faster and cleaner. Shots are taken with conviction. Runs are made without hesitation. Right now, Šeško looks confident. And that confidence is spreading through the team. You can see teammates looking for him more often. You can see defenders reacting nervously when he's nearby. For Manchester United, this could be more than just a good run of form. If Šeško continues to deliver, it changes the direction of the season. It strengthens their push for a Champions League spot. It reduces pressure on the midfield to overcreate. It gives the defense breathing room knowing one goal might be enough. And perhaps most importantly, it gives the club stability in a position that has lacked it for years. Of course, consistency over time is the real test. One strong stretch doesn't automatically solve a long-term issue. Defenders will study his patterns. Teams will adapt. The Premier League is unforgiving. But so far, Šeško has shown the intelligence, physicality, and composure required to succeed at the highest level. So has Benjamin Šeško solved Manchester United's striker problem? It might be too early to declare it finished. But for the first time in a long time, the answer might finally be yes. And if he keeps delivering in the biggest moments, this won't just be a good signing, it could define a new era in United's attack. Let me know what you think. Is Šeško the long-term answer, or does United still need more up front?